Fur has always been present in the collections of the designers. It is true that in the last years, I would say from 10 years up until last year, there was a little bit of a backlash towards fur, and many brands actually abandoned our material. But undoubtedly, recently, I think from last year and also this year, we have seen a comeback. We see a lot of fur on the streets. Most of it might be vintage fur, might be garments that are taken out of the closet and worn again. There's also fake fur, but undoubtedly the image of fur is back on the streets. And that is something that we're happy to see and something that we as a leading auction house have to take advantage of. Well, it has always been a cyclical business, fur. So in that sense, that's nothing new. But wrongly understood sustainability and animal rights trend caused certainly some damage to this trade and affected the sales and the perception of our product. We know, and everybody that researchers know, that fur is a very sustainable product, and it's part of the cycle of materials. In fact, it's much better than plastic-based textiles. But it is true that the perception was a little bit against us for some years, but I think we as an industry have done a very good job in educating, in informing, in putting a message through, and the values that are inherent to our product are now perceived in a better way by the consumer segment. Yeah, I would say right now it's quite wide, the use of fur. I mean, you can walk the streets of the main fashion capitals in the world, in New York, Milan, Paris, or London, and you might see classic style mink coats, but you can also see voluptuous fox collars or jackets. So I think it's quite wide now. I think there's an overall come back to the look of fur. As I said before, it might be in vintage garments, it might be new garments, some fake fur, but undoubtedly fur is there in a wide variety of trends. That's a good question, and it's very difficult to choose one. I've always perceived fur not as a product or end product in itself, but a component that can adapt to many fashion trends and many fashion proposals. In that sense, I think a very smart jacket, maybe in combination with mink and fox, which I always believe is a very good combination because it will give you the brightness and volume of foxes with the delicacy of mink. So I would undoubtedly go for a good mink and fox combination. I think that would be my choice if I had to choose one, which is very difficult. If you really love the product, and many people do, you can use it in so many ways. I mean, an obvious answer would be home decoration, but I think we have seen a lot of fur cushions and bedwear, and that's not so original. But one thing that I have seen, and not only once, which always draw my attention, is when you see some very nice boots made of fur. I think that's something that fits perfectly with the material. It gives a very nice look, but it always draws my attention. But as I said, I mean, it's a very versatile product. You can use it in so many ways, and I think we still have many surprises to come. Very much so. I think we live in this new reality of social media nowadays, and that can be absolutely positive for our product. It has also can be negative if very influential social media actors are against our product. But as I said before, I mean, with good education, good information, having also ourselves as an industry, and in the case of Saga Furs as a company, have a very active role in social media, that would also help to interact with the viewers and project the right image and the values behind our product. So for sure, social media is a vehicle that we not only have to witness what happens there, but be part of it and play an active role in it. For sure, sustainability, what is behind the product, is a key value. But I have to say that the new generation, the Generation Z, and those that are getting into the level in which they can afford fur products, they have developed a different view. Let me explain that. They are now trusting that there are bodies, there are entities in every country at different levels that guarantee that all products that are available are in compliance with what is to be expected from those products. So with that said, I think we're back to a desire for the product, a desire for the look, a wish to wear something, to buy something. Because the sustainability, which is an integral part, right now in this industry, goes for granted. We're there already. It's not something that we are in the beginning of the process. We have achieved high levels that guarantee that our product complies. And with that said, then it's about buying what you wish for, buying what you desire. And there we have a very good advantage because we have a very attractive product. So I think we have a good chance. Our ethics, the sustainability of a product, is a must. It's the consumers, the ladies or men that go into a store and want to buy a fur product. They take that for granted. It has to be there. I would say it's not even an option that will give us a competitive edge anymore. It's something that we need to have. Luckily, I think this trade, the fur trade, was a pioneer in that. And indeed, the Finnish farmers were the ones that led the way in the sustainability fight many years ago when they started with the certification programs and all that. So we can say been there. I mean, we are there already. So this is a value that is embedded to our product. We need to have it, but we have it already. We've done the job before many other industries did that. And I think that's something that we should be proud of as an industry. And indeed, in this part of the world, in Finland, they should be especially proud about that.